Welcome back. So today was a very exciting day. We saw Bitcoin break into all-time territory. And right now, as I'm filming, as you can see, it's around 111,000. So I've been saying, every day we're slowly ticking higher. A lot of the alts did very well today. The crypto-based stocks also did well today. So let's talk about it. What's fueling things? What's driving things forward? Well, this morning, those of you guys that tuned in, I did actually show you guys the liquidation heat map, and I said, you know what? It would not surprise me if Bitcoin got a little momentum. We would just liquidate some of these levels, liquidate some of these shorts, and break above to 111. And that's exactly what happened. But not only that, because of the short squeeze, you could see we broke up even further to about 112. We've formed a new high earlier at 112, 164. Okay, so even though we didn't hold at that level, we did break into new territory, and that counts. And plus, we are still holding very well around 111 every single day. Just a little bit more. The momentum is definitely coming back. So what led things? Well, today it was really just Nvidia. If you look at the stock market, it was a lot of tariff stuff, but nothing terribly positive. But Nvidia led the rally today, becoming the very first company hitting 4 trillion or reaching 4 trillion market cap. And, you know, it happened this morning, but then throughout the day, it just seemed like people, at least Wall Street, got more bullish on tech, and then it started loading up. That's really it. The Fed minutes came out. You know, this could have been a catalyst, but we didn't really hear much from it. Basically, there's no support for a rate cut this month. A lot of people are anticipating that maybe there's a chance, maybe there's a chance that we get a rate cut this month, but no, that's not what was discussed last month. So I think we'll have to wait until September. Okay, so this didn't really catapult things. And Trump is demanding Powell to cut the interest rate by at least 3 points. 3 points meaning 3 percentage points. Right now we are at 4.5%. He has stated this before, that handwritten note to Powell. He wants us to be around 1.5%. That would save in America enormous amount of money because interest coming down helps us borrow more money at a cheaper rate. That's really what it comes down to. But of course, Powell is not going to be cutting by 3 percentage points. Even in September, he's not going to say, oh, we're going to drop it by 3%. That's not going to happen. So it'll be a slow progress, maybe a 50 basis point cut, something like that, and it'll lead up to it. But, you know, demanding this, and Cynthia Loomis also came out and said Powell should be fired. All these things really didn't help. These aren't the reasons why. I think people just, like I've been saying, over time, with the buying, okay, with the buying, the growing fundamentals, the growing technicals, the improving macro conditions, or at least hope of improving macro conditions, is going to have effect on Bitcoin. And that's what we saw today. We're seeing more and more people load up, companies loading up, Bitcoin ETFs nearing 150 billion. We know that Larry Fink, BlackRock, holds 700,000 Bitcoin. You have Michael Saylor, that's close to 600,000 Bitcoin, right? You can see here, look at this on the right side. Strategy, 597. And you got Morrow, 21, Riot, Metaplanet. The overall purchases in Q2 alone, 159,000. This is not counting ETFs. So you put the two together, man, that's a lot of buying. And for companies that have embraced the Bitcoin strategy, they are doing fantastic. Look at these facts. Metaplanet from Japan has driven 9.3% of the Tokyo Standard Index total returns. So out of all the returns since about a year ago, contributed about 9.3%. And contributing 1.27% of the index's 13.63% gain starting, okay. Bottom line is they made a lot of people a whole lot of money. Kind of like strategy in 2024. That's what they're going through now. And Bukele of El Salvador, he's been DCAing pretty much 1 Bitcoin per day. There's been instances where he purchased more. And now he's up 400 million in unrealized gains, up 137%. So even though he came in late, it's never too late to get into Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin's going up. There wasn't really any one thing that propelled Bitcoin upwards. There are many things. Okay? Maybe worried. People are worried about the big beautiful bill, worried about tariffs, worried about the Fed, worried about inflation. Hey, all these things drive people to Bitcoin. Of course, you have still the institutional buying. You have retail buying, long-term holders buying. And you got the technicals that are showing Bitcoin is ready to make that next leg up. You know, we broke out of this channel recently. So this is looking like Bitcoin is heading higher to the next leg, 130 possibly. This one is showing inverse head and shoulders, projecting, yeah, Bitcoin heading to 132,000 as the next stop. And then here's another one that it's just showing Bitcoin turning bullish with the last squeezing lines. And this is projecting, hey, we could go to 150,000, right? We are going to break out. It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter if, a matter of when. And you can make the argument Bitcoin has been breaking out or in a bull market for 15 plus years, ever since it came out. Yes, Bitcoin has these tremendous rises and falls, but when you stretch out the timeline and you look at this in a complete picture, what does that look like? Bitcoin just going up straight to the moon, right? The next stop is 1 million. After that, 10 million. It may take a couple decades to get there, but we are heading there. And we just have to be patient. Okay, many, many, many things driving the narrative right now. That's the reason why Bitcoin did so well today. You got ETH almost back to 2,800. You got SUI above $3. XRP at 240. SOL at 156. Avalanche nearing $20. You got a lot of great movers. So hopefully you stay strong and you stayed in the game. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see what happens tonight. Is Asia going to be buying? It'll be interesting. All right, take care. Bye-bye.